Hold on to your wigs, because this one's darker, messier, and more jaw-dropping than anything the Kardashians or Zeus Network could ever script. King Harris, the wild, unfiltered, I'm about that life son of T.I., is now literally fighting for his life after a savage jail attack that has turned Atlanta upside down. We're talking ICU monitors beeping, security swarming, and a heartbroken T.I. pacing hospital halls, crying out for his son like a man watching his empire crumble in real time. The streets are whispering that this wasn't random, that it was a setup, that King got targeted the second he walked through those bars. The same internet that once laughed at his live-streamed bravado is now holding its breath, watching a teenage flex turn into a real-life tragedy. And if you thought this was just another celebrity headline, think again, because what's unfolding right now makes love and hip-hop look like Sesame Street. The footage, the leaks, the silence from the Harris family, it's all painting a picture darker than anyone expected. So grab your popcorn and your prayers, because this isn't just breaking news. This is the fall of a prince in the kingdom of hip-hop royalty. Let's rewind, because before the flashing lights, the hospital tubes, and T.I.'s trembling voice, this story started like every other celebrity kid gone rogue saga. King Harris, the son of trap legend T.I. and reality TV royalty Tiny, has been walking a tightrope between fame and chaos since birth. The boy had private jets before he had a learner's permit, and a camera in his face before he could spell paparazzi. But lately, that spotlight turned from flattering glow to interrogation lamp real quick. See, King had been playing with fire for months, talking big, flexing hard, and living like the streets were his stage. He went viral for calling himself realer than half the rappers out, arguing with fans who reminded him he grew up in mansions, not in the mud. The internet laughed, roasted, and memed him into oblivion. But King, he loved it. That viral heat fed his ego like jet fuel. And then came the jail stint, the one that was supposed to teach him a lesson. A minor altercation, a few reckless choices, and suddenly, the boy who claimed he could handle real life was inside the very system his father spent a career trying to escape. At first, nobody panicked. It was supposed to be a short stay, a humbling experience, a quick scared straight moment for the cameras. T.I. even joked about it in an interview, saying, "He need to learn. Sometimes life gotta tap you on the shoulder." But what happened next wasn't a tap. It was a knockout blow from reality itself. Word from insiders says King didn't blend in behind bars. The fame followed him in like a bad smell. Inmates knew exactly who he was. T.I.'s son, the one who talks slick online. To some, that made him a target. To others, a challenge. There were whispers of jealousy, whispers of revenge, and whispers that somebody on the inside wanted to make an example out of him. And then, on a night nobody saw coming, chaos. Reports say it started as an argument, a verbal altercation in the cafeteria, something about respect. One man stepped up, King stepped back, but not far enough. Before the guards could intervene, fists flew, chairs scraped, and within seconds, it was an all-out assault. They didn't just rough him up, they ambushed him. One insider said it was over in less than a minute, but looked like a war zone. They went at him hard, like they wanted to leave a message. Guards pulled the attackers away, but by then King was already down, unconscious, bleeding, barely breathing. Paramedics were called immediately. Cameras in the hallway caught the chaos as they rushed him out. Limp body on a stretcher, eyes shut, chains clinking with every bump of the gurney. Someone in the background can be heard yelling, "That's T.I.'s boy! That's him!" That clip, just 5 seconds long, leaked within an hour. It hit X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube faster than the paramedics hit the ER. The internet erupted like a volcano. King Harris in ICU? Wait, what happened? Did he get jumped? By the time morning hit, Mark Pray for King Harris was trending worldwide. T.I. found out not through a phone call from officials, but through a fan tag. Imagine that. A father finding out his son's life is hanging by a thread through a viral video. Sources say Tip broke down instantly. He allegedly threw his phone, collapsed into a chair, and started calling anyone who'd pick up. Within hours, he was at the hospital. Hoodie pulled low, security flanking both sides, eyes red from crying. Nurses said they'd never seen a man look more broken. He just kept saying, "That's my baby. That's my baby." Tiny arrived minutes later. Family friends said she screamed the second she saw him. Tubes, bandages, monitors, her son, the same loud, confident King, now fighting for every breath. And just like that, the Harris family's reality show became a real-life nightmare. The media descended like vultures. News vans lined the block. Helicopters hovered over the hospital. Every gossip blog, from TMZ to Hollywood Unlocked, started dropping exclusive details. "King Harris on life support," one headline screamed. "T.I. begs doctors to save his son," screamed another. But it wasn't just media. It was the streets. Atlanta was buzzing. From the trap houses to the studio sessions, everyone was whispering the same thing. This wasn't random. The rumor mill churned faster than ever. Some said King got jumped by inmates jealous of his last name. Others claimed it was payback, that he mouthed off to the wrong person, someone with connections both inside and out. A few even suggested it was orchestrated, that someone wanted to hurt T.I. by hurting his son. Meanwhile, fans online turned into full-blown detectives. TikTok timelines became crime boards. Notice how the fight happened right after he posted about loyalty? One user said, "Look at the wall color in that video. That's Fulton County Jail, not DeKalb." Another user claimed to have inside audio from a correctional officer saying King was set up from day one. Whether any of it was true didn't matter. The internet had already written its own story. T.I. tried to stay composed publicly. He posted a black screen on Instagram with one word: pray. But behind the scenes, it was mayhem. Family sources said he was calling the warden, calling lawyers, calling every contact he'd ever met in the system. He wasn't T.I. the rapper anymore. He was Clifford Harris, the desperate father ready to burn down the world for his child. And while T.I. fought for answers, King was fighting for his life. Doctors worked through the night to stabilize him. He'd lost a dangerous amount of blood, suffered severe head trauma, and was placed in a medically induced coma. The family's spokesperson confirmed what everyone feared. King is in critical condition. We ask for privacy and prayers. But privacy doesn't exist in the age of viral. By dawn, someone leaked a photo from inside the hospital. King unconscious, bandaged, machines surrounding him. It was cropped and blurry, but real enough to break hearts. Fans flooded the internet with messages. "Stay strong, King. He doesn't deserve this. No parent should ever feel this pain." Yet for every prayer came a punchline. Trolls resurfaced old videos of King bragging about being built for the streets. One wrote, "You wanted real life? Here it is." Another said, "You can't act hard in ICU, buddy. Cold, cruel, predictable." But the truth was, this wasn't funny. The boy was barely holding on. And as the hours passed, the Harris family's pain turned into power. Tiny reportedly ordered security to lock down the hospital floor. Family members rotated in and out of the ICU, praying non-stop. Industry friends sent flowers, gifts, and messages. Rick Ross, Boozy, and even Snoop Dogg reached out. Everyone was watching. Everyone was waiting. Because this wasn't just about King anymore. This was about legacy, pride, and the terrifying moment when fame meets fragility. The son of one of hip-hop's most respected men had gone from flexing diamonds to fighting death. And every second ticked louder. Every beat from that hospital monitor echoed like a countdown. Would King Harris live to learn the lesson the world was teaching him? Or was this the end of the Harris dynasty's golden boy? Atlanta was holding its breath, and the world was watching. By sunrise, Atlanta's skyline didn't look the same. The city of flashing lights and luxury cars had turned gray. Quiet, almost like the soul of the streets was holding its breath. King Harris, the loudest, boldest, most viral celebrity son of this generation, was lying unconscious in the ICU, and the whole hip-hop world was spiraling. Every second, new sources came forward. Every minute, another exclusive update dropped. And every post made the situation murkier. TMZ claimed King had internal bleeding. The Shade Room posted that T.I. hasn't left his bedside. Then Hollywood Unlocked dropped an alleged voice note from someone who claimed to work in the jail saying he was jumped by 4 guys. It wasn't random. They planned it. That one line flipped the entire internet upside down. Planned. Not random. Suddenly, this wasn't just a sad story. This was a scandal. Fans started piecing together timelines like detectives in a Netflix docuseries. Who were the attackers? Why King? Was this revenge, jealousy, or something darker? The theories multiplied faster than Blueface's relationship drama. One post that went viral read, "You can clown King all you want, but somebody setting up a 19-year-old inside a jail? Nah, that's evil." The same internet that mocked him 48 hours ago was now defending him like family. Funny how tragedy flips the algorithm. Funny how tragedy flips the algorithm. Meanwhile, T.I. was reportedly losing it. Gone was the confident, calculated man who'd survived the streets and built an empire. Witnesses said he was pacing hospital halls like a ghost, mumbling prayers, and calling every contact he had from old music executives to political allies. Tip's calling people in DC, trying to get names, trying to get answers, one insider told a blog. He's done playing nice. Tiny wasn't doing much better. Cameras caught her leaving the hospital once, just once, eyes swollen, hand over her mouth, trying to avoid reporters. When one journalist shouted, "Is King stable?" she just whispered, "Pray for my baby," before being rushed into a car. But while the Harris family drowned in grief, the world outside was spinning like a circus. Rappers, influencers, ex-friends, and random nobodies all started chiming in for clout. Boozy posted, "Told y'all jail ain't no joke." Lil Bro didn't deserve that. Lil Durk tweeted, "Prayers up." Then, of course, 50 Cent slid in with his classic internet villain energy, posting a photo of T.I. looking distraught with the caption, "This ain't the flex he wanted." The post blew up, and so did the outrage. People dragged 50 like never before. "Delete this, bro." No humanity at all. But 50 just laughed. "It's all business, baby," he wrote under the comments. Cold. Meanwhile, in the darkest corners of the internet, leaks started surfacing. A blurry clip allegedly from a jail security camera began making the rounds. You couldn't see faces, but the energy was violent. Pure chaos. Screaming, footsteps, a thud, then silence. The uploader claimed, "This is the King Harris footage they don't want you to see." Within hours, it had millions of views before getting taken down. And just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, it did. A nurse allegedly leaked an audio recording to a gossip page. You could hear a woman say, "He coded twice. We almost lost him." Those 4 words, "We almost lost him," sent shockwaves through every timeline, every platform, every phone. Suddenly, "Pray for King Harris" wasn't just a hashtag, it was a global plea. The reactions were polarizing. Half the internet cried, and the other half blamed him. "He wanted to be street, now he's street," one tweet said. Another wrote, "Why does every rich kid think pain equals respect?" But others clapped back, reminding people that pain humbles even the toughest souls. This boy didn't deserve to die for trying to find himself. In the midst of chaos, old videos of King resurfaced. Clips of him rapping, clowning on live, telling the world he was built for the trenches. But next to them were now heartbreaking montages. Before the fame, the rise and fall of King Harris, from royalty to ICU. YouTube thumbnails filled with fire emojis and red circles, dramatic music playing underneath, and yet, amid the noise, the truth remained buried. Nobody knew why the attack happened. Some claimed it was jealousy. He walked in like he was T.I. himself. Others whispered about unpaid debts, a supposed altercation before lockup, or even a setup involving a rogue guard. But the most chilling rumor came from a supposed inmate voice message leaked to a blog. They didn't want him hurt. They wanted him humiliated. That line hit like lightning, because humiliation, not money, not revenge, is what the internet lives for. And as fans speculated, Atlanta itself felt divided. People started gathering outside the hospital, leaving candles, teddy bears, and handwritten notes. Local radio hosts organized prayer vigils. It was starting to feel like a public mourning for someone still breathing. Meanwhile, Blueface, yes, Blueface, because he can't sit out a trending topic, decided to throw in his unsolicited 2 cents. He tweeted, "Y'all better leave them Harris folks alone. That's real ATL business. I'd never let no one play with me like that, though." Bro read the room. The internet roasted him instantly. "Didn't you just get jumped by Christian's followers?" Sir, this isn't your verse, but the chaos didn't stop. There. Someone from inside the Harris family circle allegedly leaked texts between T.I. and another rapper, messages where Tip was begging for help getting justice inside the jail. The messages read, "They know who did it. I just want names. Ain't no peace till I know." Those screenshots spread like wildfire, sparking another wave of conspiracy theories. "This ain't no street beef," one fan said. "This is industry payback." Others claimed it was part of an ongoing Atlanta power struggle, a ridiculous stretch. But the kind of nonsense people cling to when reality hurts too much. Meanwhile, T.I. himself was facing backlash. A group of online critics started trending Char accountability for T.I., blaming him for King's downfall. They resurfaced old clips of T.I. disciplining his son on their reality show, saying, "You don't know what that life is about." One post with over 1 million views read, He tried to warn him, but he also glorified the same life he feared for his son. You can't raise your kid on gangsta stories and expect him to stay in the suburbs. It was brutal. But not entirely wrong. T.I.'s silence made it worse. He wasn't giving interviews, wasn't tweeting, wasn't doing damage control. He was just gone. Fans could feel it. His entire empire, the podcast, the TV show, the brand deals, had gone cold. And through it all, Tiny held it down quietly. She posted a simple photo of her and King from years ago, smiling on the couch. The caption just said, "We love you. Keep fighting." That one photo did what no PR statement could. It broke people. By evening, more rumors surfaced. King is awake. King squeezed T.I.'s hand. King said his first words. None were confirmed, but the world clung to them like hope itself. Then one more leak hit, allegedly from someone close to the family. The text read, "He's stable but not out of danger." They still don't know the full damage. That one sentence became the new headline everywhere. The world had gone from King Harris dead to King Harris might make it. And now, for the first time since the chaos began, fans dared to exhale, but just barely, because deep down, everyone knew if King Harris made it through this, his story wouldn't just be about survival. It would be a warning, a headline, and maybe, just maybe, the beginning of his redemption arc. But until then, one truth lingered louder than the noise. Fame might buy attention, but it can't buy mercy. By the third day, Atlanta had turned into a movie set, flashing lights, paparazzi vans, crying fans, and whispers bouncing off every hospital wall like echoes from a nightmare. King Harris, the son of trap legend T.I., was still clinging to life. And the city that once laughed at his Instagram antics was now collectively praying for his recovery. The streets were quiet, but the internet? The internet was a war zone. Every corner of social media had chosen a side. Some were sending love and prayers. Others were treating the boy's coma like a spectator sport. One post summed it up perfectly. When the jokes stop being funny and start being real, that's when you realize this life ain't a movie. And yet, somehow, the noise kept getting louder. By mid-morning, reports claimed King had finally opened his eyes for a few seconds, just long enough to send shockwaves through the world. "He's awake," a nurse allegedly texted a family friend, who leaked it faster than TMZ could verify. Within minutes, Nigger King Harris Awake was trending worldwide. Fans celebrated like it was a national holiday. He made it! God is good. The king lives! Even celebrities jumped in. Rick Ross dropped a post saying, "We prayed and he delivered." Cardi B commented, "Protect that young man." Even Boozy went live again, shouting, "The devil tried it, but God said no!" But behind those smiles, the truth was still grim. King was awake, yes, but barely. He couldn't speak, his face was swollen, and doctors warned that recovery could take months, maybe years. And as he drifted in and out of consciousness, the whispers around the attack only got darker. Because now, people weren't asking what happened, they were asking why. A major Atlanta blog dropped an article titled "Inside the Setup: What Really Happened to King Harris" that sent fans spiraling. The story claimed a high-profile inmate had ordered the hit because King had been talking reckless and using his last name for protection. The post accused guards of turning their backs for cash. It was wild, unverified, but juicy enough to make headlines. Suddenly, this wasn't just a tragedy, it was a full-blown scandal. The words "inside job" were everywhere. Meanwhile, T.I.'s normally composed, articulate, and cocky finally snapped. He posted a video, his voice shaking. "I'm done being quiet. I don't care who it offends. Somebody out there knows what happened to my son. This wasn't no fight, this was a setup. And I promise you, there's gonna be consequences." That clip hit like a thunderstorm. It spread across every platform within hours. Fans flooded his comments with support, but others warned him to be careful. "They don't play fair in their tip," one user wrote. "Get your justice the right way." Even politicians chimed in. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office released a statement claiming they were launching an internal investigation. Translation: "We're trying to cover our tracks before the world finds out what really happened." And while that investigation crawled forward, the world kept spinning. Blueface, because apparently he refuses to sit one scandal out. Jumped online again to say, "At least T.I. got money for lawyers. Couldn't be me though. I'd handle it different." The internet roasted him so hard he deleted the tweet within 5 minutes. But screenshots live forever. Meanwhile, fans noticed something different about T.I. He wasn't posting photos of fame or flex, he was posting scriptures. He quoted Psalms, Proverbs, and one caption that read, "Sometimes God uses pain to reset purpose." People started saying this tragedy might change him forever. Tiny, however, stayed quiet. Silent strength. She'd sit by King's bed for hours, holding his hand, humming softly, tears streaming down her face. Insiders said she wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep, wouldn't leave. Every beep of a monitor made her flinch. Every time his eyelids twitched, she whispered, "That's my baby." But here's the twist. King's recovery wasn't the only storyline brewing. The attack had sparked a cultural firestorm. Suddenly, every talk show, podcast, and influencer had something to say about celebrity kids in the streets. Even Charlemagne. The God dedicated an entire Breakfast Club segment to it. These kids are raised in mansions trying to survive in the trenches. The math ain't mathing. And he wasn't wrong, because King's story became symbolic. He was the cautionary tale for every rich kid chasing realness. He had the fame, the money, the name, but wanted the struggle too. And the universe, being the savage that it is, gave it to him. One viral tweet put it perfectly. King Harris learned the hard way. The streets don't care who your daddy is. Still, through the mockery and memes, one thing became clear. People cared. Even the haters were watching with empathy now. The hospital had to increase security because fans started showing up outside, holding signs that said, "Stay strong, King," and "ATL got you." And then, finally, a small miracle. King moved his hand, slowly, weakly, but enough for the cameras to capture it. The family posted a blurry photo with the caption, "Our King is fighting back." That image broke the internet. Millions shared it. Artists began dedicating songs. Churches prayed. Fans made TikToks of his best moments, from laughing with T.I. to performing on stage. Suddenly, he wasn't a spoiled celebrity kid anymore. He was a fighter, a survivor, a son. But of course, not everyone was celebrating. The same trolls who mocked him before crawled. Back out with exclusives. 1. YouTube channel dropped a so-called update, claiming King had brain damage. Another posted fake hospital leaks. The Harris family's lawyer had to threaten lawsuits to stop the madness. T.I. responded one last time, posting, "Let my son heal in peace." Y'all gonna talk yourselves into karma you can't afford? Classic tip, poetic, threatening, and fed up all at once. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, King began to recover. His first words to T.I., according to a family friend, "I thought I was tougher than I was." That one sentence hit harder than any rap lyric. The entire internet collectively exhaled, because that was the turning point. The moment when the boy who tried to be hard finally faced the hardest truth of all. Life don't play fair. Soon, fans started calling this King's resurrection story. Blogs reframed the narrative from tragedy to redemption. He was tested, but he survived. He lived through what others don't walk away from, even T.I. During his first post-recovery interview, said it best. "I told him, you don't gotta die to prove you real. You just gotta live smarter." And that line became iconic. Memes, quotes, merch, all of it flooded the internet. But let's be honest, this story is far from over, because once King heals, the world's gonna want answers. Who did it? Why? Was it really a setup? Will T.I. go full vigilante and seek his own form of justice? And most importantly, will King Harris finally grow from this? Or will fame pull him right back into the fire? Only time, and the next headline will tell. Because in the world of celebrity chaos, one thing's guaranteed. Today's sympathy becomes tomorrow's scandal. And King Harris? He's living proof that even when you survive the streets, the spotlight can still be deadly. And that right there, folks, is the story that shook the industry, humbled a prince, and brought hip-hop royalty to its knees. King Harris, the bold-mouthed son of T.I., went from talking tough on Instagram to fighting for his life in an ICU bed. One second he was flexing online, the next he was proof that the streets don't take requests. They take souls. But now the question that's got everyone talking, will this change him? Will King Harris rise from this nightmare a wiser man? Or will fame and pride drag him back into the chaos that almost killed him? Because let's be real, this is deeper than gossip. This is what happens when reality finally catches up with the fantasy. So I want to hear it from you. Do you think this was a setup? Was it revenge, jealousy, or pure bad luck? Drop your theories, your prayers, and your savage hot takes in the comments, because this one deserves a debate hotter than the ATL pavement in July. And before you scroll off, Do the holy trinity of viral loyalty. Smash that like button like it just disrespected your mama. Comment your wildest take. I'm reading everyone like a leaked court document. What? And subscribe to Celebrux, where scandals don't sleep. They stream 24/7. Because on this channel, we don't just spill the tea, we boil it, pour it, and set the cup on fire. This story might be closing for now, but trust, the next headline is already brewing. Stay tuned, stay scandalous, and remember, in the land of fame and fear, nobody's crown stays clean for long. Crown stays clean for long.